Hello, today I'm building in Windenburg, and it's a special sort of video because it is a collab with another Sims YouTuber. So it's my first ever collab with another Sims YouTuber, and it is Townie Sim Builds. So he asked if I wanted to collab, and I was really excited about it, and so I agreed. And we came up with an idea to swap shells. So it's kind of like a shell challenge, but like a personal shell challenge where you just build a shell for one person and they do it. And we also decided to limit it to 4 packs. So if you're not familiar with this channel, I definitely recommend checking him out. He does lots of pack limited builds where he picks whichever packs he thinks is going well with his theme. He does these real life lore videos, so he researches a bunch of stuff and he like shares the whole story of these builds while building them. It's really creative and cool, so definitely check him out. But yeah, we decided on well, I picked 2 and he picked 2. Which ones did I pick? I picked Get Together and Seasons because I wanted to challenge myself a little bit, but not too much. So Get Together is sort of like my comfort pack. I knew that I'd be able to build anything with at least that. So I picked that. And then Seasons, I was like, yeah, I would like to like try and use some interior objects, but also I'd like to play around with the seasons and set it in fall. So I picked that. And he picked Realm of Magic and Jungle Adventure, which 2 packs that go amazing together. If you've ever seen a Simly Sash build, you know that they go really well together. And right now in the voiceover, I'm already up to roofing, and I want to clarify that this is my second attempt at this show, and so I followed the roofing that I already did, or I at least try to mimic it, and I kind of struggled because I didn't remember what I did, but I did an entire exterior, and I realized that I just wasn't feeling it, and I didn't like it, and I didn't want that to be like my shell entry for this. I wanted something that I really, really loved, and so I redid it. Maybe I'll pull up the picture because it's not a bad build. I didn't feel like it was me. Yeah, here's the build. It's cute, and I like the pond in the front, and so I was really disappointed when I was just like not feeling it. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to try and do a new build, and if I do end up liking that one, I'll go back to it, but I ended up sticking with this one. I did record the whole exterior for that. Um, I mean, I could upload it, but I don't think I'd do the interior. So if I do upload it, do I upload just an exterior of it? I don't even know if I'm gonna do that, but I have a video just in case I want to upload it. But yeah, I just like I wasn't feeling it. Like I was not motivated to do the interior for that build. And so I just decided to do something else. And I'm happy that I did that because this sort of exterior, like it allowed me to get an idea of what I wanted the interior to be like, which I wanted it to like feel like a medieval family home. So this ends up being a 3-bedroom home, and it has like the parents' bedroom, a kid's bedroom, and a toddler's bedroom, which I think that when the toddler ages up, you'd be able to fit um a kid's bed in there, no problem. It should fit. But yeah, I also spent a lot of time doing the landscaping on this build. The previous build I did was on a very tiny lot, and so it really didn't allow me to place a lot of trees and like do the terrain that I usually like to do, which is to raise like a little bit of the terrain up using the like flatten to height tool. And then I kind of hide all of the terrain paint with different rocks. My usual go-tos have been cats and dogs, but because that wasn't a pack that was being used in this build, I went with Get Together, which is my second favorite. This used to be my first favorite until I learned that the cats and dogs rocks plays very nicely. And I think that I was considering picking cats and dogs for my second pack that I was choosing. No, I think I was thinking to pick werewolves, but Townie didn't own the pack, so I was like, okay, no werewolves. Um, but yeah, I kind of struggled with picking out windows for this build. it is a pretty odd shape on some of the sides, and that's kind of what happens with shell challenges. So he built this, and the front is actually the back, but I actually really like the back of the house, and I almost considered making that the thumbnail, and I was like, "I'm not gonna make the back of the house the thumbnail," so I decided I think I rotated the lot just so that I could get, like, the windmills in the back of it, like, of the picture, which I'm not sure which picture I'm using for the thumbnail yet. I haven't gotten that far. I worked on this build, like, a week ago, and I edited it, like, over the week, and I haven't really touched Sims in a few days because I've been just out of it. I started to clean my room, like a deep cleaning. Like I have boxes of stuff everywhere that I have to go through, and I keep doing the thing where I put everything on my bed and I'm like, okay, I've got to do this today because it's all on my bed. If I want to go to bed, I'm going to have to clean it. And then I'm like, put it all back on the floor and then I think I'm just gonna leave it all on the floor because that tactic does not work for me. But for the builds, I really wanted to use those Jungle Adventure like flower pieces that Simley Sash uses in her builds. And every time I see one of her builds, I'm like, I don't know how you do it because I can never get these flowers to work. And I even said that like recently to her. I was like, yeah, I try to use them and I just had to use them dead without the flowers because I don't know how to place them. It's like they're such an odd shape because they stick out a lot and like the red is so bright and maybe that's also why I redid the shell because it was giving me like spring vibes, which I didn't want. I wanted this to be a fall build, and the other build I want it to be very pink. And so I was like, I love the pink theme for it, but I don't want that right now because I want to do a fall build because when it comes around to December, I'm gonna start wanting to do some snowy builds, and so I wanna get, like, as many fall builds, done as I can, which, like, I was doing the Glimmerbrook save as a fall sort of, like, project, but Glimmerbrook has the, like, evergreen trees, so you don't really get a lot of fall colors in it, and I think in some of the builds, I don't even have a sim on the lot for me to, like, use fall trees. But anyway, yeah, I cut out some of me placing rocks around just because it gets very repetitive. Just know that I line everything and I use tool mod to slightly lower some of the rocks. Not by a lot. When I lower rocks, I usually do like minus point 0.3 to like minus point 7. Sometimes you could do a full 1 point like lowered down, but sometimes it sinks into the ground too much. And so I usually stick to that range. I know that my friend said that like um I should try doing a tutorial for my terrain, which I'm not very good at explaining things. So I was like I'm going to attempt to explain some things in my speed builds as a practice because I really don't know what I'm doing. Half the times I like kind of just like I'm on autopilot when I'm doing the terrain, which is why I enjoy doing it so much. It's just like one of those things where you can kind of just like not think for a little while and like just like raise some terrain, and like the more you practice it the easier it becomes and like the less you have to really think while you're doing it, which like I wasn't like always like that with terrain. I used to have to like really think, and I'd have to like, and I didn't have the patience to put a million rocks, but getting more familiar with tool mod has been super helpful too because I now know how to lower multiple objects at once, which my first ever video, probably embarrassing to look back on now, but I individually lowered each rock and it was like a house on a giant hill with like a lot of rocks. More rocks than I probably had to use, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And I was trying to find a roof detail for this and I couldn't find any, so I just put like a stone fence as a roof detail and I kind of like it. I feel like it brings in some sort of like charm to it and like uniqueness, and I liked it. Even though it probably doesn't make a lot of sense. I liked it anyway, and I like really wanted to use some of these like roof pieces in my build too. And so I like managed to find a couple of places where they fit in really well. I didn't want to overdo it, but I did found like two places for it. And I like lined out where I wanted my paths to be with those stepping stones that are in debug. So I didn't like have them like meet together. I just have like a few here, so it kind of looks like maybe grass has grown over them a little bit. You'll see more of the landscaping in a little bit where I add some of like broken down ruins and stuff. So in my head, I was like, oh, maybe this was built on like an older castle building that has kind of been demolished and doesn't really like stand anymore except for like a few pillars. So yeah, here's the pillars. I don't put a lot, but I managed to get some in. I really like the ruined stairs and stuff. I think it's really cute. It reminded me of a winter shell challenge that I did last year. That doesn't matter because I never uploaded the video, because I kind of like the lighting was really bad in the snow, and so if I want to do snowy builds this year, I'm going to have to play around with the lighting more, which I think I'm getting a little bit better at, and it's becoming a little bit easier to find the right lighting. And so I think maybe I'm more capable of making snowy builds work. And all I'm doing is outlining some of these little objects with some dirt, which I don't know if it's too noticeable, but I did it anyway. And I decided that I wanted this like stone flooring around to kind of map out where the build would have been. And so I like add some more dirt and I put some like tall grass and overgrown like greenery on it. So it's kind of just been like untouched for a while, but it's still there. I think I do it on the other side too, at least with the stone area, but I have like a little bench over there. This video, the exterior is pretty long. What I learned with shell challenges is that my exteriors take so much longer when I'm not building the shell. And you would think that it would like not take that long because I don't have to build the shell. But it always ends up like turning out like this. I think it's because working with something that you didn't build yourself is a little bit harder because when I'm building, I could just drag walls out and like change little pieces to fit my roofing and stuff, where like this I can do that. And also I feel like I want to like add more details to a build if it's a shell challenge. And I placed some of those jungle adventure like stone pieces on some of the corners. I cut out some of it just because it was super repetitive and long, and we're already 12 minutes into the video and I'm only just now in the interior, but the video is only like 23 minutes long, so the interior doesn't take that long. It's pretty small, as you could see. I was unsure how I'd fit beds up there, but I kind of just went with it and hoped for the best. And for this downstairs, I knew that I wanted just like weird hallways around, so I have like a long hallway that leads from like the living room to the kitchen to the like mudroom to the dining room, and it kind of wraps around. And I wasn't sure what kind of wallpapers and stuff I wanted to use. I originally pulled out these stone jungle adventure, right? I think they are jungle adventure arches, yeah. But I didn't really like them that much, so I ended up switching them out for base game wooden arches because it kind of matched the wallpapers I ended up picking out a lot better. Because I do use some stone walls in this, but not a lot. I think I used stone walls in like the mudroom and the kitchen, and I tried to do it in the hallway, but I'm unsure if I changed it or not. But yeah, Jungle Adventure has a lot of really nice items for this sort of style build. So I used the wood floors from there because I wanted to try and like make sure I got like an even balance of like what items I used from what packs. I didn't want it to all just be my comfort pack of get together, so I wanted to make sure that there was like other stuff. But Jungle Adventure has some really nice like wooden objects too, and it like one of my favorite objects in that pack is a little wooden stool that I use in every single build. And it's just like if you don't have the pack, I the wooden stool is just great for it. But Yeah, I kind of waited a while to get Jungle Adventure. I got it like before I started like posting anything on Instagram about Sims or like even Animal Crossing. 'Cause I started as an Animal Crossing Instagram account. So I got Jungle Adventure just on a sale because I just well, I was bored and I was like the packs went on sale and I was like, I have most of the packs, so I guess I could get Jungle Adventure now. And I love building with it now, but before I was on Instagram and stuff, I didn't build as much. I did mostly gameplay with The Sims 4. Sims 3 I used to build a lot, but I would not be able to go back and do that again because the Sims 3 building tools, not being able to drag like rooms around, it's like it kills building for me in the previous games. The same with The Sims 2. Like I love The Sims 2, but they're like building it takes a lot out of me to build like the like improvements that they made in the Sims 4. They are just like they actually make building more possible, which at first I was like they're um advertising this to beginner builders and this is hard. But over time I guess I can now kind of see how much easier it is than previously. And yeah, so in the living room I kind of talked over all of it. I just was like looking for what furniture I thought like went well with the fireplace that I picked out, and I wanted some little fall decor items around and some wall cracks. Really missed vampires in this build, but thankfully, Jungle Adventure has very large wall cracks that I could size down, and it worked out really nice. And I like how the wall cracks ended up looking. Took a little pause because I was worried that I was just gonna ramble on about unrelated things. Um, but yeah, I wanted to talk about the colors that I use in the build, so I forgot to mention that. But for the living room and probably most of it, I think I went with browns, creams, and green accents. On the exterior, it was gray stone, um, I guess I used the brown and cream half timber walls from Get Together, and I used the Get Together ivy, but in the red color to kind of bring out some of the red in the fall trees. Because I'm building a little bit deeper in fall than I was previously. I really wanted the red colors to kind of like come out for the exterior. And so the dining room, I guess I'm using red chairs. I could have sworn I used green, but I really like the red in there. I also forgot to press record when I took a little break, so some of the dining room is complete. You'll see some of the clutter. Like I put a little scale in there, like from Realm of Magic, I think. The Jungle Adventure console table, some bread, and some herbs and stuff. Um, I think I may have cheated, and I think I may have used some of the free holiday kit items in this build, because I forgot that if I don't want those items to show up, I have to click for it not to show up. Um, so I think I accidentally used some. It's not gonna be a lot, so I don't think it really matters that much. I'm sure it's probably like 2 candles. Um, Unless that candle on the dining room table is seasons, it's really hard to tell. But before I upload it to the gallery, I could even just switch some things out if I did end up using stuff from the holiday kit, because that wasn't discussed on if we could use it or not. It is free, and in my head, I, like, group that in with base game. Like, if I do a base game only build, sometimes I'll use that, sometimes I won't. But yeah, I really like the kitchen on this one. It feels very magical and medieval to me. And so I used stone walls and stone flooring. I think that's the seasons wall. And then the flooring is Realm of Magic, and I'm just using like these darker wooden counters and cabinets and these 2 little shelves. I kind of pull out things that have brown and gold on them. That was kind of what I was going for over there, and I really liked how it ended up turning out. It's only like 4 pieces of clutter, but I feel like it looks really nice, and I decided to layer in this Realm of Magic potion shelf sized down in the counters. I did that once in my my Glimmerbrook Saves bar build that I did. I did a potion shop on the upstairs, and I ended up layering that in, and I really liked it, and so I did it again, mostly because I don't really like the swatches that come with Realm of Magic. The wood kinda doesn't match a lot of stuff, so I like to hide some of the swatches. I say that as I use the giant cabinet in this build anyway. I also really like this clutter that I put on this little table. I used a few pieces from Jungle Adventure that I haven't ever really used before, and so that's, like, one plus side of doing, like, a build like this with packs that you don't normally put together. You find a lot of, like, clutter objects that I forget exist, and so I used, like, 3 things from there, and I think it looks really nice, and I kept the bathroom pretty simple. I don't think it was the right choice to do it completely stone. I feel like it would have been nicer if I put, like, wooden walls in there or wooden floors or something. It feels very cold in there. Like, I wouldn't wanna, like, take a long bath in there. I'd be a little bit scared too. It, like, seems very dark. I Is there even a window in that bathroom? No, there's not even a window. Yeah, I would not wanna be in that bathroom, and unfortunately, I think that's the only bathroom in the house. And yeah, I made sure to use some of the Jungle Adventure, like, wicker baskets. Um, and I wanted to put apples in the kitchen, but I couldn't find the apple stack that I was looking for. And I feel like it has to be base game. It's like a pile of apples on the floor, but I couldn't find it, so I gave up pretty quickly actually. But yeah, here's the toddler room. I loved the stained glass windows in the back on the, like, little bay window area. I thought it was really pretty. I put a, what are those called? I, like, lost my thought 'cause I was losing my voice. A high chair. I remember to put a high chair in. I remember to put a toddler's toilet in my build, so usually I forget those things because I don't usually play with toddlers. I also don't usually do gameplay, so it's hard to remember to put some of the objects in that I need. That's just a universal thing, I think. And I layered some furniture in this little corner. I've been really liking putting the bookcase in with the desk. I think it looks really nice and, like, gives a custom feel without, like, being an expert at tool. Because I admire the simmers who do, like, these really beautiful custom pieces made out of, like, different objects using tool mod, but I don't think that'll ever be me. And no matter how many times I say, "I'll try," I probably won't try. So this is the best that I could do is put a bookcase, with a dining room table and call it a custom built, furniture piece. Yeah, the bedroom's so small. I think Sims can get in the bed because they need half a tile to get to objects, so that should work. I'll play test it. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to, like, put it against a wall, I guess. Um, which is annoying because I don't like that Sims have to kind of slide into the bed and stuff, but the build does I can't put another, like, I can't put it anywhere else. That's kind of the only spot that it would be able to go. I also like this layered stained glass window. I just love those stained glass windows. The yellow really stands out, and I love the, like, green ivy and the red little flower in the window. It's just like every time I use those windows, I feel like I love the room, and it looks really nice with that base game wooden wall too. And for this tower, I just did a kids activity table up here because I didn't really know what to do, and this was a kid's bedroom. And so I figured it would be fun for them to kind of go up there and do their little crafts. But yeah, that's the whole video. Um, Make sure you check out Townie Sim Build's YouTube channel. I'll have it linked in the description and in a pinned comment. Next week, I think I'm continuing my Glimmerbrook save. So yeah, I'll see you then. Bye.